Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football Podcast. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. I almost said live stream, and then I said podcast, and then I said
I was like,
podcast.
production?
Yeah, look, man, it's week 15. It's the playoffs. We're here. There's a lot of things in my brain. Hopefully, there's a lot of things left in Derek Brown's brain to help you sort out all of your week 15 starts and your sits. We had 6 teams play yesterday, so this is almost kind of like, well, we're either playing catch up or we're trying to make sure that we're making the right decisions to stay ahead. D-Bro, I think this can weigh on a lot of fantasy managers' minds, right? Like, oh no, I'm down by X number of points already because of what happened yesterday. Gardner Minshew, was great against me, or this happened, or Ty Chandler went nuts on my team against you because I got all the Ty Chandler. So much Ty Chandler. It was so great. But anyway, I digress. How do you stay calm? How do you keep calm when you have so many games spread out over an entire week of fantasy football playoff?
Take it one game at a time, baby. I mean, that's what we need to do.
And that's the best answer.
What this comes, dude, I've gotten questions in Discord where people are like, okay, so they're playing CMC, they're playing Ayuk. Do I play Purdy or do I not? And I'm like, bro, you're playing some extra strenuous like chess here, man. Like hold up. Let's just bring it back here, baby. Who's the best plays that you could put into your lineup? It doesn't have to be more difficult than that. Like, let's just answer that question, Joey. Come on.
Well, always put your best foot forward. Like, you want to play your studs. But at the same time, there's some matchups you can't ignore. The Chandler matchup was one of them this week, and we talked about it on the show. Then on top of it, you're also looking at, the looming possibility of Tyreek Hill. Again, we'll get you word whenever we get it here of him not playing today. And that is, I don't know if you can come back from that. I mentioned Jaden Reed, OBJ. Those are 2 guys that might still possibly be on waiver wire somehow that you might be able to pluck and play this week that I think are great plays this week. But you also have 2 other deeper league plays. I know the Wilson boys are in play for you. So before we get to your questions here, again, you've got questions, we've got answers, drop them in the chat. For those people who are looking at and waiting for Tyreek Hill news and deeper leagues, and let's say that the barrel is a little dry here. And where do you go here? You said Wilson and Wilson could be those names.
Yeah, man. Look, and this is not, I mean, look, we're waiting on news for a number of players. So Nico Collins probably doesn't play today. That's already kind of been pseudo confirmed. Like, he's going to be out. Chris Olave, I do not think plays. We're talking about Tyreek Hill. We just rattled off 3 guys that normally sit inside the top 24 wide receivers. So if they all get ruled out today and you're like, what do I do? It could either be Cedric Wilson. It could be Michael Wilson. Both of those guys are in good spots. I understand the Jets secondary is a difficult matchup, but Cedric's going to get the volume if Tyreek is out. Other guys that could be out there on the waiver wire, we talked about what do we think about this matchup, Joey? But Wan'Dale Robinson also could be out there. He's going to get a lot of target volume. Even if you're in a deeper league, people could possibly look to Jalen Hyatt, who ran an 85% route run rate last week. So there's some names out there. So do not panic. Don't freak out if these guys are out, because I'm telling you right now, they're all probably going to sit. I think Tyreek Hill doesn't even play today. So if that happens, start looking at the waiver wire right now. Like, guard against this and guard against the other fantasy manager you're playing, because they could pick up some of these names. If they're watching this show as well, drop your kicker right now. Pick up a wide receiver to guard against what is probably already going to unfold today.
I like that. There you go. That's how you play chess, not checkers. Although I like checkers, but I like chess checkers more. I like chess. I'm a chess guy. Like moving all the pieces around the board. Now, before we get to all the pieces to move around the board, I want to thank our sponsor of today's show, one of our favorites here on the program. It's Jack Link's Protein Snacks. This episode is brought to you by Jack Link's, and there's no better way to enjoy the games when you're having some Jack Link's protein snacks right there. So forget the chips. Get your protein, baby. From jerky to beef sticks, to steaks, to even more things. They've got so many options at Jack Link's, and they deliver 100% beef in a wild assortment of delicious flavors. So there's something for everybody when it comes to the Jack Link's protein snacks. It's just what you need to help feed your wild side. So shop now at jacklinks.com, or you can find them at your local retailer. They also make excellent stocking stuffers too. I got a bunch in some of my cousins. I put it in the stockings there. You go ahead, you buy them some of the beef jerky here, some of the Jack Links. Boom, you put it in there. You buy some of the, they got the turkey ones if people are, a little bit, they don't do the beef or whatever. They've got the chicken bites. They got so many different things. You get some of the sticks. You get some of the packets of the protein snacks. You put them in the stocking. Boom. It's a holiday bonanza. Everybody
Those chicken
loves it.
bites were legit, man.
Chicken
Like,
bites are good, man. Try the
so
Jack Links. Again, go check them out. JackLinks.com. Go order them now. Perfect stocking stuffer. All right, let's get to the questions here in the chat. I see them piling up. So let's go to Jose Mier. That's right. I speak multiple
that was
languages.
really good.
Right? I thought so. Right off
That
the
was
bat.
good. Yeah.
Can't
We're all
beat me.
downhill from here, people. We're all
Should I
downhill.
start Justin Fields or Geno Smith? This is an easy one for me, bro. It's Justin Fields because you don't know if Geno's going to play, and that game is Monday night, bro. You cannot wait, bro.
I agree with you, man. I think it's
All the
Justin
bros.
Fields. Even if Geno were to play, which now we're getting little tiny rumblings in the ether that maybe Drew Lock plays, but this is easy Fields.
Abel Meyer Jr., this is for the homie D-bro. Not for me, so I will stay out of this.
My man.
Hey, y'all. It's playoffs, and every decision counts. Who should I start, Kincaid or Waller? Do not say Waller. I will leave the show. I will leave this show right now if you say Waller, and you're going to do the next 55 minutes by yourself. I know that's incentive for you to say Waller. No. How you hasn't played in 6 weeks? You're gonna play Waller when you have Kincaid standing right there in a game with a
No, I'm just kidding, man. Look, it's Kincaid for me, and I think both of them. If I knew that Darren Waller was going to be a full-time player today, I would play him. The matchup dictates that's where we would go. But I mean, look, the beat writers around the Giants have already come out and said that Waller's probably not a full go today. So while I think you stash him and you look to play him in the fantasy playoffs, because we're gonna, we're positivity here, Joe. You're gonna win today. You're moving on to the next round. Mm-hmm. So Waller's gonna be an option for you next week. But I think you still got to ride with Kincaid.
You got to play Kincaid. You have to. You have to play that total. You have to play with that quarterback. Yep. Josh Allen or Tommy DeVito. Like, who do you want? Listen, if you don't get to your question somehow today, think about this. Who do I want to leave my fantasy future in the hands of? Josh Allen or Tommy DeVito? Now, look, I know these are good hands. They got lots of gestures with Tommy DeVito. But at the same time, you got to be smart. You got to give yourself a chance to win when it comes to these kind of decisions. And Bellinger might be on the field more than you realize. Hello, Tess. Hey, guys. If Tyreek doesn't play, I'm moving D-Hop to my wide receiver 2 alongside Puka. All right, you're in good shape already. Now we got to flex somebody. JSN, Hollywood Brown, Deonta Foreman. I like JSN here, even with Drew Lock. I still think I'd go there, but I feel like you're going to say Foreman.
I'm gonna go with Foreman, man. I think the matchup versus the matchup versus the Browns is extremely underrated. He's got 15 to 20 touch upside. We saw him get 13 touches in the last game. I don't think that they're going to move away from him whenever Chicago decided to reinstall him. And I know that I kind of wavered on this on the waiver wire show and stuff like that, but looking at all this and having more time to kind of simmer about it, I do think that they can lean on Foreman here. He gets you 15 touches. He falls in the end zone. You're happy with that type of day. I don't know what we get out of JSN. And I like JSN. If I knew that Chef Geno was starting, I would tell you JSN, but I don't.
No, I love the matchup so much against the Philly secondary that
I do too.
Not that I love Drew Lock, but I
don't love trying to catch passes from Drew Lock. Like those are not catchable.
That's fine. That's fine. I think it's the closer he is to Drew Lock, the better it is. Or JSN. That's what I'm just saying. Like, saying, like in all fairness, let's not look for the giant A-dot from Drew Lock necessarily. Frankie Postal. Morning pros. I barely snuck into the playoffs, so here we go. Full PPR flex between Swift, Jaden Reed, Odell, Achane if he plays, or Amari Cooper. I'm playing the Sun God, Puka, CMC, and Ty Chandler. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Ty already paid off. So look, you're got a good spot because CMC's in the smash, Puka's in the smash, Ty already smashed. So I just don't want to be wrong here. So to me, it comes down to Reed or Odell. Is that how you see this too?
For me, it comes down to Reed or Swift, and I think I'm just going to take the one guy that we both agree on. So just go with Jaden Reed. I think that he's got a similar floor and ceiling combination as these other guys. And to be honest, the floor is probably lower for Swift, but I do like the matchup. But if you're chasing ceiling, go Swift. But I think Jalen Reed offers you a combination of both.
Do we have an update yet on Packers running backs today? Because I have not seen one yet.
I think so. Aaron Jones is expected to play, and I'm sorry, Green Bay. I'm not buying what you're selling. A.J. Dillon is not playing with a broken thumb. That's not happening. So
that means more Jaden Reed, too.
Exactly.
Like, he's going to get carries in the backfield, too.
Exactly.
Just Flow, London or OBJ? Oof, I like OBJ.
OBJ.
God, it makes me so happy when you say OBJ. Jackson Gantos. Love the show too much. There's no such thing, Jackson. There's no such thing as loving us too much.
No,
John loves us too much, our producer. Like sometimes the love is so much it hurts from all the love.
Especially when he messages me at 2 a.m.
Yeah, he just can't get enough of us. Likely or Waller, Purdy or Allen. All right, let's do the tight ends first. Likely or Waller?
Likely.
Agreed. I think we're playing it safe here.
Oh,
now,
dear.
Purdy and Allen is a really interesting piece here. I think I still lean with Allen because I want that rushing equity. I know it could go sideways. I know Purdy can't go sideways probably against Arizona. But there's also that thing where it's just maybe a big CMC day and we're all sitting around. It's like, I think both these guys get to 20 points. I think the question is, who has a chance to do more than that? That, I think, is where it becomes the interesting piece.
Week 15 in the year 2023, I'm suggesting playing Brock Purdy over Josh Allen, but that's where we're at.
Why? Just is this for the people out there who might, also be getting physically ill after you said that. Why? I understand why, but I want to hear you say it.
He's QB5 in fantasy points per game, man. Like, we need to put respect on his name. And looking at since week 8, the San Francisco 49ers have quietly been top 10. They're 10th in neutral passing.
Josh Allen's QB1 in fantasy. Like, he's QB1.
That's fair. He's also shown a much lower floor than Brock Purdy over the last few weeks.
He's also shown you 10 rushing touchdowns, and that's a thing that Brock Purdy ain't giving you. I'm playing Josh Allen. I think Debro's making a strong case for a strong look. Brock Purdy's been strong. Like, there's no way else to say it.
But
the QB1, I'm not sitting the QB1 in round 1 of the fantasy playoffs, and I'm sitting there at the end of the day looking up and going, why the hell did I overmanage my team? Why do I have Josh Allen on my bench and Brock Purdy playing? I'm not saying Purdy's bad, but like if Josh Allen goes for 30 and Brock Purdy has his normal 21 points or whatever it is, you're gonna be like, damn, I lost by 5 points. You're gonna say, why did I overthink it?
Well, I was gonna say, I was like, this is a good problem to have. I mean, honestly, you really can't go wrong with this one.
You can't. But I can't not play Allen. Carlos A. Munoz Lopez. Hello, start one. Tyreek or Jaden Reed? Well, look, if Tyreek Hill plays, are you playing him? That's the question.
Yes.
I agree.
Tyreek Hill plays, you play him. It's not.
I know, but you're worried about the ankle, worry about does he play the whole game? Like, I think that I understand the
scenarios where you sit him and he goes for 30 and then you hate life.
Yeah, but if you play him and then he goes for 0, you hate life too. So like, I get this question. I get it. But
I get it, but I'm not sitting Tyreek Hill. If he's active, I'll play him.
I'll give you, for instance, let's say it came down to Puka or Tyreek Hill, and you don't want to take Puka, I would play today.
Puka, I would play. Yes,
it's got to be that level. Jaden Reed is not quite that.
Has to be a wide receiver 1,
right, or a 1A at least. Stairs, 1 defense. Baltimore, Rams, Falcons, or the Bears.
We're going with the Bears. The Bears have been a top 5 defense. We're playing the Bears today.
Bears. Exterminator. Buongiorno, paisans. Half PPR, Diggs or Waddle?
Waddle.
Does it change your pick if Tyreek sits or plays? That's a good question. You guys are so smart. You guys are so smart.
No, I mean, I'm going Waddle anyway. So.
I haven't broed somebody in a while. I feel like it's in a while since I broed.
Are you going to bro me?
Let's see. We'll see how the day goes. Bulls, Garrett Wilson or Tyler Lockett in the PPR? I can't believe I'm going to say Garrett Wilson.
I can't believe I'm going to say Tyler Lockett. I mean, that's where we're at, man.
Happy holidays.
So here's the thing. I think I'm going to amend that. And I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson only because of the cloud of uncertainty around Geno Smith. So if he doesn't play, I mean, the answer is clearly Garrett Wilson. So I'm just going to lean with that.
It's taking everything in my being not to bet the Jets at plus 330 today. Because
I want to do it
the minute Tyreek Hill doesn't play in this game, that line changes to plus 150. Like it's going to change dramatically. I might just do it.
I'm pulling up betting pros right now. I'm gonna toss that in there. We're betting the money line for the Jets. Oh, help us!
Because that line's just gonna move so much in the next hour.
Help us! Oh dear.
Kyle Crescenz also, for those of you wagers out there, with Aaron Rodgers potentially being cleared to play next week. He is plus 1,500 on comeback player of the year. Guess who's got 2 thumbs and bet that this morning? This guy.
Guess who's got 2 thumbs and doesn't care about Aaron Rodgers?
I don't care.
This guy.
It's going to make money because if he comes back, he plays next week against Washington. That plus 1,500 is going to drop to 3-1. And then I cash out before Myles Garrett sits there in week 17 on top of Aaron Rodgers.
I was fixing to say
buries him into the ground. Because then that's because I mean an immobile old quarterback with Myles Garrett, but you can make money in the next week. especially
luck,
if the Jets
sir.
win this week. Ooh.
That's all I'm gonna say. Good luck.
I'm rooting hard for the Jets this week. Hard for the Jets, especially if I bet that 330. Kyle Crescenzo, are hot dogs sandwiches? Yes or no? Please explain and show your work. Now, my definition of a sandwich, again, is I understand the whole meat in the bread thing. This is a hot dog is a kind of sausage. So like, I don't look at like if you look at like the sausages, like that's a sausage in a bun. Sausage can be eaten many different ways. I don't know about that, like the cold cuts or things like that. I don't think hot dogs are a sandwich. I think hot dogs are its own unique thing, just like a sausage off the grill at the tailgate in a bun is its own kind of thing. Now, do you see this different? Do you think hot dogs are sandwiches? I'm showing my work.
That was the most politician answer you could have possibly give. Like you danced
I don't want to
around
upset
it and
hot
gave some
dogs. I
random
love hot
facts. And
dogs. I
dude,
love hot dogs. Who doesn't love a good
it's
hot
as
dog?
simple as this.
I
There
wish
is
I was
meat,
an Oscar
there is
Mayer.
bread. It's a sandwich. The bread envelopes the meat. Like what? Okay, so let me throw this back at you, Joe. If it's
I
not a
feel kind of
sandwich,
dirty after that whole bread
if it's
enveloping the meat thing. Oh,
this is where we're at today.
nice.
If it's not a sandwich, then what is it? It's a taco. Like that's my whole pushback. It's like people are like, it's not a sandwich. Then what the hell is it?
John has entered the chat. According to Merriam-Webster, a sandwich, and this is why I wish John could like just come in and say these things, because first of all, John's got a great voice. He's a good-looking guy. He should be on camera more. According to Merriam-Webster, a sandwich is 2 or more slices of bread split, or a split roll having filling in between. And that's from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and defining a sandwich as meat or poultry filling between 2 slices of bread, bun, or biscuit. So
a bun.
Definition.
So it's a hot dog is a sandwich.
All right. It's officially
Thank you, John.
We're officially giving away this too from Trophy Smack. You can officially win a fantasy football championship belt for your league, or you just keep it for yourself. I won't tell anybody. Courtesy of our good friends at Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy football trophies. You need to subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now. Drop a comment below. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then we'll announce a winner right here on the channel. So make sure you turn on those notifications by ringing that bell till it goes ding, so you know if you are the big winner. And every time a new video drops, we're moving some schedules around next week with the holidays. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring the bell. Again, you need the notifications. We got Sunday shows moving to Saturday next week. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria, go win the championship belt. All right, next one here is from Andy. The bald ones. Olave, if healthy. Puka, Brees, sit 1. I'm sitting Olave. Yeah, I'm just not even overthinking this.
We're sitting Olave, and I think
whether he plays or not.
I think he's going to sit himself. So, clears it up for you.
Easy. Pros, Love or Geno? I'm playing Love. Should I start Reed or Godwin? I'm playing Reed. If Hill doesn't start, Reed is the pivot to me. Football lover, half PPR. Ken Walker or Noah Brown? I'm already starting DK and Lockett. So it's like all of this. I think you just got to go.
I think you just go in on it, man. Like, what's Noah Brown done over the last
today,
week?
Right? It's not Davis Mills. It's now Case Keenum. What did that happen? I missed that. Like
yesterday afternoon, I think sometime around I
woke up yesterday morning and I saw this Davis Mills stuff. And then somehow this morning I woke up and it was Case Keenum. And I was like, what happened?
And guess what? It doesn't even matter.
Steve Baird, full PPR, pick 1 for the flex. Thielen, Kincaid, Foreman. Appreciate you guys.
Oy, let's go Foreman. I know you're not going to like that answer.
No, I get it. Just take your points, leave the cannolis. I get it. That's a Godfather reference, which is a great movie you should watch. Z Bricks, thanks for everything this season, guys. Y'all the best. FPPR, Ford, Connor, or Singletary? What do you want to play?
Oy.
Ford.
Nah, look, I don't like any of them, but I'll go Connor.
I know the Bears defense has been good, but I think Ford gives you a little bit more flexibility. I don't think Connor's a bad play either. Like I'll sign
off when Kareem Hunt scores the touchdown and not Jerome Ford.
Dude, I get that, but we also know Ford can catch touchdowns, which is something Kareem Hunt doesn't do in that offense. So just putting that out there too. Likely or Kincaid?
Likely.
That's a spicy meatball. Dylan Pataksik. Is this P silent?
Silent T?
Is it silent P? Dylan Tasic. I think it's Tasic.
Dylan, we need some enunciation. You need to give us pronunciation here.
My name is Joe, but the J is silent, so it's just
ew.
Yeah.
No, is it ew?
Oh,
ew.
It's a playoffs. I'm gonna need a kick. Oh my God, it's a kicker question. Dylan.
Hey, here's your bro opportunity, Joe. Here's your bro opportunity.
I'm gonna sit this one out. Aubrey in Buffalo weather, or start someone indoors like Harvesick.
Kickers are all made up. I don't even think these are real names.
Haversick.
We'll go Aubrey here.
I agree.
Yep.
John said
John's right about that. These are creative players.
Kicker questions. Don't play with kickers anymore. Stop. The variance is annoying. It's so annoying. I don't
John,
have any
I
kicker
blame
anymore.
you for us having to deal with this.
Jake,
I see you, John.
Yeah, John's laughing like this is
John's cackling. He's like, got him.
I take back all those nice things I said about you.
Exactly. They're all gone.
Jake Romasier, morning guys, half PPR, Brees Hall or James Cook.
Ooh, baby.
If you're playing the total, it's Cook.
I'm going Cook. Cook. I mean, he's been RB1 last few weeks, man.
Yeah, man, he's fine. Mike Skills, hey y'all, I need a tight end in a full PPR. And he spelled out PP. And he spelled it PP, and then R like a pirate.
That was glorious.
I see you, Mike. I see you. You're our kind of people, Mike.
Yeah,
Logan Thomas, Taysom Hill, or Tucker Kraft. Oh, some of your
Kraft,
favorite
baby. Kraft time. Let's go, baby.
You know what I love? Someone messaged me on the X and said, I just love the show. You guys make me laugh, and that's like you make fantasy football fun. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. It's fun. It's serious. We're serious about this. No one works harder than we do. I could guarantee you that.
Oh,
but it's fun. Like, we're trying to have fun here. Francisco Augusto, Godwin or McKinnon? This is where you finally found my threshold for Chris Godwin. There you go. You did it, Francisco.
Found it.
Found it.
Godwin.
Landon Calla.
By the way, did you see what Mayor just threw into Slack? Unfortunately, the people out there are wrong. 50% said that.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. 50% yes. 49. So there was a poll out there. And it's right on the bubble.
Wrong.
By definition now, we've already defined it by the U.S. Was it the FDA? The somebody. USDA? I don't know. Somebody defined
Are you making up DAs here?
No, I'm not making them up. Landon Picala. McKinnon, Ingram, or Marquise Hollywood Brown, a full point PPR. These are slim pickings here, Bubba. I think Ingram, by the way I go.
Going Ingram. Yeah.
Gerald Winstead, need a flex in a standard league. Mitchell or McKinnon? It's Mitchell for me, bro.
Mitchell.
Jamie Thorson, Goddard or Likely?
Goddard.
Oh, okay. Was it Likely over everybody? Not so much.
Well, I know it was Likely over Kincaid.
Callie Music. Hey, Fantasy Pros fam. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Callie. You guys are studs.
Aw.
That's good. I like that. Half PPR.
Don't. That was meant for me. Joey does not need he doesn't need any positive.
Don't you have some soap to make in the woods? Half PPR. Flex London or Tajay Spear.
The hell? I don't even know where to go with that.
Look at you. You look like you make soap in the woods. Like you're outside making fresh soaps out of pine.
I don't even know what to do that.
I don't know why. I don't know how we don't have a Dr. Squatch thing. How you're not doing those commercials on this program, I don't know.
That needs to be a thing.
Especially since I know you like the product. As do I. Where's Jimmy? Can we get Jimmy on the phone? We gotta get it.
Yeah. Jimmy.
So here we go. London or Spears? I'm playing London here in the half PPR anyway. I understand this.
Spears.
You're playing Spears? Okay, why?
Because one, I think Tennessee gets up in this game, and I think they crush them. So if we're talking about positive game script, you want to rest Derrick Henry late. I think Tajay gets about 10 to 15 touches.
Does London have more upside? Just out of curiosity, in your opinion, because I think he does.
No.
Okay. Right.
Carolina, let's go all the way back to week 1.
Well, because all the touchdowns are going Derrick Henry.
Zero.
Derrick Henry's been a 2-touchdown machine for 3 straight weeks. That's where I'm looking at it and going, you know what? London, I think, gives you a better chance to see the end zone than Spears does. Spears seeing the end zone, it's not impossible, but I think it's far less likely than London. That's why in the half, I'm very touchdown conscious. Plus, I get some of the receptions. I go London. That's why. So, look, Callie, make your decision based off of what we're saying.
You have this really long and delicate answer, and it's a lot
long and delicate.
All I'm going to tell you is that it's Arthur Smith and it's bad weather. What the hell do you think they're going to do? They're going to run.
I got you. Debut ballers. Start Jerome Ford or Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley.
Come on.
Bro.
No.
I can't believe I just said it. Bro. Saquon against the Saints, bro. We got to get some bro shirts. And I think if someone gets broed, we should send them a bro shirt next year. I think that's classy. We're classy.
Love it. Yeah.
Mel Dan, full
Tank
PPR, pick one. Maybe. If we can't afford the full shirt. Full PPR, pick one. Ferguson, Connor, or McKinnon.
I love how you went to that. Like, all right, this is how we get around it. We can give around more shirts of less material.
Well, I mean, that's just good business.
It's Ferguson, by the way. That's the answer here.
I agree. I'm surprised. I did not think you were going to agree with me on that one, but it's Ferguson for me too.
I mean, sometimes you have right answers. So.
Have PPR from James, Kincaid or McBride?
We're going McBride.
Jim Foss, Aaron Jones or McBride? PPR, McBride.
Woof, McBride.
I don't trust Aaron Jones at all. I can't. How can anybody trust Aaron Jones? And the fact, Jim, that you are in the playoffs right now with Aaron Jones, good on you, dude. Good on you. Like that's a small miracle. Raymond Stajan, Taysom Hill or Trey McBride? I like McBride.
McBride.
Master J3, need one in the full point PPR. Pop Douglas, McKinnon, Ridley, or Ford?
Dude, people are not going to like this answer, but I'm going Pop Douglas. I think he goes right back into that wide receiver 1 role. Devontae Parker is
over Ridley. Wow.
Questionable. Dude, Ridley has been a roller coaster. It's basically he's a wide receiver 1.
Okay, so
he's wide receiver 50.
You've talked a lot about L'Jarius Sneed. You talked about where is he lining up today? Is he not the guy? Slot. Isn't that where Pop Douglas plays? Last time I checked.
Oh no! You're asking where does Sneed?
No, where is Sneed playing?
Sneed's gonna be on the outside. He's gonna see Trent McDuffie on the inside.
Okay, so here's a question for you. This is from Joe. I've got Rico Dowdle who could fall in the end zone against Buffalo, or I could play Pop Douglas.
Pop.
Okay. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to blame you. Just going to.
And
Eric Brown told me to start Pop Douglas over Rico Dowdle.
I heard his name was pronounced Pisapia.
Yeah, it's silent. It's silent. All right, let's get some more questions here. Next one here. Cameron Owen. Should I start Tyreek Hill even if he's active over Rashee Rice? Now, we talked about some of these guys. Now, Rice has been a volume guy the last couple weeks, man. It has been very solid. So this is one it's
tough.
It's very tough here. So where do you want to go with this one?
Okay. If we get any inclination that Tyreek Hill is going to be a full go, obviously watch, Rappaport, Schefter, follow these guys. And if we get the inclination that Tyreek Hill is going to be a full go, I'm still going to go Tyreek. If there's the smallest modicum of, well, he's kind of iffy, he wants to see if he could test it out, all of these types of terms, play Rashee Rice.
All right. One thing that I'm not iffy about is my protein. I always make sure I like to get as much as I can in the day. And this episode is brought to you by Jack Link's Protein Snacks. There's no better way to enjoy game day than with Jack Link's Protein Snacks, from jerky to beef sticks to steaks and much, much more. Jack Link's delivers 100% beef in a wild assortment of delicious flavors. Teriyaki's my favorite. Fitzy's a pepper guy because he's a spicy guy. What are you, a jalapeno guy, Debro, I imagine?
Oh, dude. Those jalapeno chicken bites are just mwah.
I've been saving those. I haven't gotten into. I've been saving them. We're getting there. Maybe this Sunday.
So good, man.
Might be this Sunday. It's just what you need to help feed your wild side. That's what Jack Links provides you. Go to jacklinks.com, or you can find them at your local retailer. Sometimes they're on the end cap there. Here it is, right here. Telling you, the Jack Links. Get your protein on right now. They're delicious. And they're more filling too. You could sit there, you're eating a bowl of chips. Instead, just grab some of these. You eat a couple of them. Boom, you're full. You had your little salty, sweet deliciousness there. That's it. You move on.
Well, and I'll take a page out of the Mike Mayer book here. Why
that's a terrible book. That book is last on Amazon. Whatever, the lowest possible.
It's
on clearance at Barnes and Noble somewhere. That might.
It's a worn down manuscript, but still it plays. Yeah. I will say this: why go with wings when you can go with those chicken jalapeno bites?
I can't argue. I can't. So Mike Mayer said that.
No, Mike Mayer is a fan of the boneless wings, aka chicken nuggets. So I'll give that a shout out. And those are the most horrible thing. Can we get a poll about that?
Are you a flats guy or you're?
I am absolutely a bone in. I'm a flats guy through and through.
Flats guy. See, I'm a flats guy too.
Chicken nuggets. People eat them with forks. Get your.
I'll pay extra just to get all flats. There's a great chicken place by me. I'll pay the extra for $2 more. I'm like, $2 more.
That's an elite move. That's what's called an elite move.
Right. They've called me elite before. Clutch, Murray or Flacco? I'm taking Murray for the rushing equity and hoping for the best here.
Murray. Yeah, it's Murray.
Ivan Rios, if Hill misses, should I go Gibson, Mitchell, or Spears in a full point PPR? Gibson's interesting with Robinson out. Mitchell obviously interesting because of the Ravens implied total. I think Mitchell's the safer play, but it's a full PPR, so Gibson's intriguing here, D-Bro. What do you do?
I'm not playing Gibson. I think he's a trap. I'm going Keaton Mitchell.
Wow. Ooh, I hope he has good points today so we can talk about that trap on Monday.
Yep.
Megan McGeehan. 2 questions. Kincaid or Kraft?
Kraft.
James Cook or Shaheed? It's Cook.
Cook. Yeah, it's Cook.
If Tyreek Hill is out, I have to play Shaheed. What are your thoughts on him in the full point PPR?
I think he's going to get 8 to 10 targets today. I mean, they have nobody else. Yeah. Michael Thomas is out. They have no other wide receivers. A.T. Perry's not going to garner targets. I mean, Shaheed is a guy that, honestly, if we get the news early enough that Olave, I'm going to bump Shaheed up into the wide receiver 3 territory because he's going to get 8+ targets today.
A.T. Perry sounds like an HVAC company. Yeah, doesn't it? Like, something's broken in your house. Oh, this summer, make sure A.T. Perry comes out and fixes your air conditioning. It's totally what it sounds like. Full PPR.
Like broken water heaters?
Yeah. Full PPR. I have Hurts, Kyron, and Puka versus guys like CMC, Fields, and Zeke. So I'm trying to understand what that means. I don't know what that means. Either way, these are good.
Just trying to give her matchup and like, does she need the ceiling or what does it look like?
No,
so, you're playing Shaheed.
Look, you're playing against CMC this week. It's gonna be tough, and playing against Kyron. So like, either way, it's gonna be tough. So throw Shaheed out there. David Simeon, love the show. Thanks, David. I watch every video. You guys are great. Oh, look at this. People spread the love. Listen, if you listen to the podcast, go drop some reviews, some 5-star reviews of the podcast wherever you get your pods. It's a great time of year to do that. If you do watch every show like David, or you're listening to the shows here, it's a great way to send a thank you. We don't need anything. Go ahead and drop that 5-star review somewhere. That's great. I watch every video. You guys are great. What's up, guys? Puka, Diggs, Debo. So pick 3 to start. So Puka, Diggs, Debo, but those are 3. You wrote Diggs twice.
Yeah, you got Diggs twice. Toss it in here again, David.
But I'm not sure who that is, but David, if you're still out there listening here, and I know you do because you listen all the time, Puka's in, Debo's in. I can't imagine starting somebody else besides Diggs today. Like, those are 3 elite wide receivers in week 15, D.
It's going to have to be somebody in the top 15 conversation.
Who's left?
Okay, but I'll pose
it. Didn't play yesterday. Like, I'm on. Okay.
Would you play Stephon Diggs or Rashee Rice today, Joey? See?
I get that, but then here's my thing. Then I think we're getting cute. Like, that's when you're getting a little.
He's been a top 20 wide receiver the last 3 weeks. What has Stephon Diggs done in that time?
Well, against Philadelphia, he was wide receiver 13 with a touchdown and 74 yards on 6 catches. Like, I know it hasn't been great, but
what are the other? It
hasn't been great.
What are the other 3 games?
Look, man, Gilmore had a great game last week. Gilmore stepped it up. Does it carry over? We'll see. But that's like, it's got to be like Hopkins, Rashee Rice. That's the conversation we can have.
Yeah.
But other than that, you play Diggs. Parvesh Kumar, help. I need Karl Malone, John Stockton, FPPR, Mitchell or Walker. It's a little NBA jam for you on a Sunday morning.
I was going to say, who's wearing the short shorts, you or me?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Mitchell, I'm playing Mitchell.
I'm playing Mitchell.
Dallas or Atlanta? Dallas defense last week after what they did against Philly. I'm just playing Dallas. I'm just playing Dallas, man.
I'm not getting cute with it.
Parsonator 78. The Saints D or the Bears?
The Bears.
And then Puka or Ayuk?
Hey.
I'm already starting AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill if he plays. Now, here's an interesting one. Tyreek Hill plays. Do you play him over Puka and Ayuk? Or do you just play it safe, take AJ, Puka, and Ayuk? I think I do.
I think you sit Tyreek Hill in that.
I think you sit Tyreek Hill.
You've got 3 options that are all top 12 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Why play the guy?
Because the range of outcome is Tyreek goes out there, has a great game. Yep. Tyreek Hill goes out there, hurts himself. Tyreek Hill goes out there, is a decoy.
You get
2 of those 3 outcomes suck. Like, they suck hard. It's not good. So you got Ayuk, you play Ayuk. You got Puka in a great matchup, you play him. Brent Mason, quarterback question, Hurts or Purdy? I can't sit Hurts. I can't do it.
I can't sit Hurts versus Seattle, especially. Yeah, I'll play Hurts.
Copenhagen. Can I get a birthday shout out? Happy birthday, Cope.
Happy birthday, Copenhagen.
Purchasing a birthday / Christmas present because I'm sure
you're 50 years young. It's a beautiful thing to see. I love it. It's not like your hairline's receding or anything.
There we go. More from the chat. This is from John. Here's another poll. What's the best form of chicken? Flats, 37%. drums 26%, nuggets 21%, chicken jalapeno bites 14%.
Oh, the jalapeno
Jack
bites to be in the 20s. Come on, people.
Flats though 37. This is the kind of show that we have created.
This is beautiful.
You know what we did in the last couple of years? We shed some of the dead weight who watched this show a little bit, and we've gained so much. And the people we've gained, they're Flats people. They understand. Look, I'll eat all the chicken.
We can get rid of some more of those nugget folk. Mayor, I'm talking to you.
Why does he doesn't eat it? It's the bone that gives you the flavor. Like that's the extra flavor. Look, I'll eat a chicken. Look, I'll eat chicken anything.
I like chicken nuggets. I like the ones, especially when they're cut into little dino.
I like to call them chicken nuggets.
I'm down for that. But
Crow the Warrior Princess. Morning, my dudes. Win or go home time. Let's go. Let's preferably not go home. Stafford or Kyler? Stafford. This hill I will die on today. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'm sorry. And she says, y'all are the best. And I freaking love you. Thanks always.
Love you too.
Love you too. Shane, happy holidays, Fantasy Bros. Start one. Evan Ingram, McKinnon, Zay Jones, Marquise Hollywood Brown, full PPR. I think this is Ingram here again.
Yeah, we're going Ingram, Shane. Happy holidays, brother.
I mean, Zay is interesting, but I don't know. I'm going to take Ingram.
No.
Dylan, roll the dice on Geno or stream Flacco. Stream Flacco.
Crap.
I think I stream Flacco.
Okay, do you want door number 3? I would rather you play Drew Lock over playing Flacco this week.
No, I like Joe Flacco.
I would sit with Geno, and if Geno's out, I'd play Lock over Flacco. That's where I'm at.
By the way, I'm so happy. I had half a dozen people on Thursday night ask me, do I play the Raiders defense and most of them were or Baltimore. And I just said, you know what? Play the Raiders defense against the Chargers. The Chargers they're playing this rookie quarterback because they were playing. Like, I'm just doing it. Thank God people are very happy with me. A lot of positive. That Raiders defense put on a freaking clinic of fantasy points.
You know what's really painful to see, Joe, is when somebody has a bad take and they double down. So like right now, Mayor's hitting me up and he says, forget paying extra for flats. I'll pay double for boneless wings. Mayor, you were wrong to begin with. Don't double down. It makes you doubly wrong. It's not a good look, man. Don't do it.
This is intense doubling down. That's what that
is. It is.
Intense doubling.
You take your fork and you eat your nuggets and just go off and sit in the corner.
Look, make good choices. And if you want to make those choices count, the way to do that is bettingpros.com/NFL contest. You make 5 picks a week. That's all you got to do. And I know it's December. We're still doing weekly prizes and monthly prizes. So just make 5 picks. You don't even have to make bets. Download the Betting Pros app. Remember, when you do on iOS, you get 3 free days of premium. Just to try. What a great weekend. You get all the Sunday games. You get Monday Night Football. You get NBA action going on. So you can download the Betting Pros app, go to the community tab, and join the NFL contest. Or just join today at bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Check out the tools. Even if you're not into betting yet or you're kind of bored now, you're like, fantasy season's over. What do I do? Well, playoffs are coming. Betting content's there. Go join our channel. Betting Pros YouTube is spectacular. Andrew Erickson could not say the word reception the other day. And we had a field day. Oh, did you see this?
I saw this. This was
the best part is, and it didn't make the clip. He then said he couldn't say that. He said receptions twice, and then after that he said red zone, and I lost my mind.
Oh, people go back and tune into this.
Go back and watch it. It's at the end of the show when he's talking about George Kittle and the touchdown picks. It's on the channel. It's worth watching. Go to the last.
Also,
go to the 25-minute mark. It's there. It's so good.
I have to give a shout out here to Tyler, right?
Tyler, our social media guy.
Our social media guy. He has been crushing it. So shout out to Tyler. He's a freaking king.
BK Mace Jr., Chuba or Gus Edwards? I go Chuba here.
Chuba.
Noah Brown or OBJ? PPR. It's not close, BK. It's OBJ.
OBJ.
Adam Cantwell, Lockett, Flowers, or Reed? Ooh. Half PPR, flex.
Flowers.
Need the highest ceiling.
Flowers.
Okay. Amy, NFL girl. Love the pros. Getting me wins. Pick one. Barkley, Reed, or Rice?
Barkley.
It's Barkley too for me. Christopher Willows, Kittle or McBride? Oh, wow.
Wow.
Here we are.
Kittle.
Here we are.
I'm going Kittle.
Gypsy Flies, version 2.0. We all become spirits. That's a lot to take in.
What happened?
I have no idea. This is just the name. I don't make these things. I couldn't make this up if I wanted to.
Was there a version 1.5?
Yes, and it was not very good. 2.0 is much better.
I heard the product testing didn't go well.
Everything's in beta still. PPR, Achane or Jerome Ford?
Ford. I don't think Achane plays today.
Man, I feel like I feel like Devon Achane is going to be that tease next year too, where we all, not maybe all of us, but we all buy in a little too hard because we want it to be there, and it's going to be more of this. It just feels like that.
You think Mostert's back next year? Throw that out real fast. I think he is.
I think he is.
I think
he has to be. MTS 9203, and it's going to be somebody else. Like, we're all going to chase Mostert, chase Achane. It's going to be some dude they draft later, somebody off, somewhere. All right, I have Tua and Tyreek. If Reek is out, Tua is downgraded significantly in a bad matchup. Do I pivot to Lawrence or pick up someone like Carr, Baker, or Will Levis?
Oh, dear Lord. Oh.
The pivot to Lawrence, I think, is the best one of these options.
I think it's the pivot to Lawrence, but man, I really
don't trust the other ones. There's too many negatives in the other ones.
I really like Levis today, and I know it's scary, man.
I can't leave my fantasy playoffs to Levis.
I know.
If Lawrence busts, I can look myself in the mirror Monday morning.
If you needed the absolute ceiling this week, I think I can make a really good put it this way, Joe. The Houston Texans made Zach Wilson look like a competent quarterback. I mean, come on.
Trevor Lawrence in the ECR is above Tua right now. He's at 14.
He's
QB 13 on the year. Look, guys.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Can we run through the fantasy points of Trevor Lawrence the last couple weeks? 32, sure. 26, 25, 20. Start Trevor Lawrence. Stop it. Just
okay.
Even over Tua with Tyreek at this point, almost.
I get it. Don't bro me. God.
I'm getting to a place here.
John, he's melting down. He's gone full Chernobyl.
Allen, Brock Purdy conversation.
Okay, his head's gonna pop off.
This is what everybody does. They spend all summer drafting their teams. Then they draft their team, and then their team does well because they're hanging out with us every week. They're watching the shows. They're taking in the content. They're doing all these things, right? Then we get to the playoffs, and then we start overthinking. What are we doing? It's Josh Allen. He's a QB1. You play him. You play the guy getting 20 points every week in Trevor Lawrence. Stink Mangione. Thanks, guys, for the fantasy help this year. I'm doing well in the playoffs this year. How do you feel about T. Higgins after yesterday? Well, better if he's getting more targets next week. I mean, I don't think Jamar Chase plays next week with a separated shoulder.
Yep.
Can't have nice things. Gerald Corliss, Purdy, or Lamar? I got to slow down on this water.
It's Lamar. I know you're getting punched on the water.
Pandito Jr. Sounds like a wrestler from the Lucha area.
Oh, man. The full mask and everything.
Pandito.
Coming out with a cape.
But Pan is bread. So he comes out there and he just throws, he throws.
Oh, he's got some rolls.
Hola.
Here's some gluten for you.
I am the Pandito. His finishing move is the slice.
No, man.
Oh my God. It's sliced bread. There's no better finishing move. Waller or Thomas have PPR. Cheers from Germany, from Bandito.
I'm going Logan Thomas, and I think the finishing move should be the buttered roll.
Oh, yes. Yes, there you go. That's a good one, too. All right. Cat Marone. Morning, guys. Probably losing Tyreek. Okay. Need to beat my big brother.
Oh,
have PPR. Cat. Here we go. Ferguson, Goddard, or Taysom Hill. You got to go Ferguson here and play the.
I'm playing Ferguson.
There's a 2-touchdown game here for Ferguson if things break right. It's the only way you can somehow overcome the Tyreek Hill loss. I don't think Goddard has that game in him. I don't think Taysom does this week either. Luciano Bonapaladino, PPR. You try doing that name. Likely,
I'm not, but I'm just happy that you didn't botch it.
Bonapaladino.
Your people.
The Italian ones, I'm fine. Yeah. It's the ones where it's the 2.0 thing from the this and that. I can't do all that.
AK, the Italian ones you're good with, and everything.
Luciano Bonapaladino, that guy I know that guy. Likely or Ferguson. That guy, me, and Tommy DeVito's agent are gonna go to Buca de Beppo after the show. Ferguson for me.
Ferg.
Matthew Peters. By the way, I would not go to Buca de Beppo because I'm a real Italian. It's just a funny thing to say. Matthew Peters. Hey, home slices. Should I start defense today? The Bears or the Falcons?
The Bears.
And then Curtis Samuel or McKinnon? Samuel for me.
Samuel.
Yep. AJA, standard PPR. Walker, Chuba, Gibson.
Walker.
I'm going Chuba. Too much volume, too much touchdown equity. Yeah. Chuba.
I'm fine with it.
I'm going Chuba. Anthony Renteria, Waddle or Rushy Rice? I like Rice. I like Rice. All kinds
Going
of Rice.
Rice.
I like Rice.
Going Rice.
Ronan the Accused. Disaster has struck pros. Both Moss and Pittman went out in a half PPR. Who do I play for the upside? Chef Gino or Howell?
I don't even know if Gino
I think it's
plays.
Howell.
Go Howell. Go Howell.
I think it's Howell.
Yeah.
Like there's a scenario where Howell does one of these Howell shows where he shows up there and he puts up, a 30 burger. And we're all looking at each other like, how did this happen today? Because
you know what Ronan said too, like that the league also counts -2 points for sacks. So like that's
but what if Gino doesn't play? Like
I know I still say Howell. I'm throwing that caveat in there.
Look, it's a big caveat. It's a big, huge caveat. Weak rocker, hey pros, need a flex half PPR. Keaton Mitchell, Demario Douglas, or DeMarcus Robinson.
I'm going Mitchell, but I think it's an interesting conversation. Demario versus Mitchell.
Okay, Adam Cantwell. I would agree, by the way, with your sentiment. Lockett, Flowers, or Reed in a half-point PPR. Highest possible ceiling. It's Flowers, right?
Flowers. It's Flowers.
I love Zay Flowers. I'm very happy with Zay Flowers this year. He didn't reach every goal I wanted, but I'm happy overall in year one with Zay Flowers.
Should be. You've got
I'm not happy with? I'm not happy with Quentin Johnston. Could we throw this man I watched TCU. Here we go again. I watched TCU last year do nothing but throw screens to Quentin Johnson and let him run amok. I did not see one Brandon Staley
set the timer. See if we go
one Brandon Staley screen pass to Quentin Johnston all year. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But like that's what that dude does well. God forbid we let the guy do what he does well. I'm gonna have a heart attack by the other show. Sebastian.
I was fixing to say you need to check your blood pressure.
Yeah. 1001, 1002. Hill over likely or Kincaid. Taysom Hill likely or Kincaid from Sebastian.
Likely.
Rory Jenkins, full PPR, start one. Kincaid, Singletary, Hunt, or CH. I'm not starting CH. I can tell you that much.
I am not starting CH. That's for sure.
I don't want to start Singletary either. Kincaid. Hunter, Kincaid. Cody Rich, you guys will probably never get to this, but let's see we get to this. In a bind with Olave out, most likely Chuba Hubbard or Aaron Jones. Chuba. One guy is upright. Dale Walaji. Wheelage? No, Dale Wheelage. I want to say Wheelage.
See, it's not Italian.
Joe can't
read it. Joe can't read it.
If it was not Italian. Wheelaginato, I got. I'm good. Start two. Wilson, Flowers, Metcalf, full PPR. I got to start
Flowers and Metcalf.
You got to start Metcalf against the Eagles. You got to try. Test. Hey, guys, standard scoring. Need to sit one. Olave, Ridley, Jaden Reed, or London. It's Olave, I guess.
Olave is going to sit himself.
Neil D, good morning. My team is on the line. Okay. Of course it is. It's playoffs. If Hill is out, Tyreek, do I start Taysom, Keaton, or Foreman?
Keaton.
Agreed. Decipher. Greetings. Need two in the PPR. Mitchell, Clyde-Edwards-Helaire, Pop Douglas. Papa Mitchell.
Yep. You're not playing.
Jacob Ortiz, Standard League. Aaron Jones or Chuba? I know it says I need upside, but like I don't know what the upside is. Aaron Jones at this
point. Chuba.
Like, if Aaron Jones comes back this week and looks great, okay, fine. He hasn't looked good since week 1. That's a long time ago. It's week 15. Hammer time 74. Puka, Cup, or Rice? I mean, Cooper Cup. You can't not play Cooper Cup today.
Yeah, you can. You can play Puka. Yep.
No, you're playing Cooper Cup today.
You're playing Puka.
You're playing Puka over Cooper. Like, this is a hard argument to just say. So I don't want to say this much longer. You have to play Cooper. Brian Cook, 007, PPR, Gino or Fields? Playing Fields. Jeff J, if Achane is in, are you playing him? Otherwise, I got to play JSN, Kincaid, or Noah Brown.
I'm playing JSN. I don't think that. Well, first of all, I don't think that Achane plays. So this is going to work itself out.
Oh, man. Are the Jets still at 3:30? They are 3:10. Oh, I'm losing steam here. I'm losing opportunity. We better pass things off to the Welsh and Tara soon, because before I know it's going to be under 300. I'm going to lose.
So we can go bet the Jets money line.
The Jets money line. Oh my God, I'm so invested in the Jets. What's become of me? Shannon,
if you need to go throw up and I need to host for a second, it's okay. Like I get it.
All right, Shannon says, "Win it in, y'all. Love flats." See, Shannon gets it.
See, Shannon.
PPR. Pick one. DJ, Brandon Cooks, or James Cook.
I'm guessing that's DJ Moore.
I assume you got to play DJ Moore, and DJ Moore's playing today. You got to try. He's been so good with Fields. Ashton Clark. If it busts, it busts. But like that's just good fantasy. Ashton Clark, start one. Full PPR. Jaden Reed, Rushy Rice, Ken Walker.
Rice.
I think Rice is the guy. You got to play Rice. This is the Mahomes get right day today. I feel it in my bones.
I feel it. Feel it.
Jen Richard, hey guys, defense could make the difference for me this week. Miami or Atlanta? I think you'll probably play Atlanta.
Who's no, I'm playing Miami. I'm
Play
playing
Miami defense.
It's Zach Wilson, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but they don't have a lot of pieces.
Giving.
Miami's missing a lot of defensive pieces, though. I'm just
Miami.
saying. Like, I know Wilson is
Jalen Ram. All right, I'll call it right now. Jalen Ramsey is picking off Zach Wilson once today. Happening.
Well, I mean, how bold of a take. Victor Vieira.
I just gave you an automatic 2 points.
I understand. Why? Because looking on the Atlanta side of things here in this game, because Bryce Young's not good for a turnover and half a dozen sacks.
Well, that and Carolina could just decide to run the ball. The weather's terrible there. Yeah. Oh, look, a weather take for me. Look, Joey. See, we've been on air long enough. You get a weather take.
Victor Vieira, non-PPR, Hall or Odell?
Is that Brees? I'm playing Brees. Yeah.
I mean, whether Hall is it at this point? I don't know. Anthony Michael Hall or Odell? Like, what's the other Hall? I don't know.
I think I might go Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall had some solid work in the 80s, though.
Yeah, he was very, very good. Actually, well, no. The other part about that, he had some really solid work later in his career. If you look up a lot of the later stuff he did.
Yeah, where he started to play like the jerk guy in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was really good at it, dude.
He was really good. He's probably a really nice guy. Anthony Perkins, hey bros. Desperation play, full PPR for my flex. JSN or London?
JSN.
Douglas Alcox, Kyler or Flacco?
Kyler.
Ben Holland, y'all. Waddle or DJ if Tyreek sits?
I'm guessing that's DJ
Moore. I would play
DJ
Moore anyway.
I'm playing DJ Moore as a wide receiver 1.
DJ Moore is a wide receiver. Again, if you have a healthy wide receiver 1, if Hill is a decoy, if Hill re-injures himself, you are hating life. Hill you play over wide receiver 2 options because you have no choice. But DJ Moore is more than that. See what I did? More than that? God, so professional.
It's sad Joel Tucker. You felt that you needed to point it out, though. I mean,
I very low
self-esteem. We get it, Joe. We get it. Ooh.
Yeah. Incredibly low self-esteem. Joel Tucker, you guys are awesome. Full point PPR. Should I go Puka or Cooper Kupp and Hopkins?
Puka and Kupp.
Puka and Kupp. All the Rams. Although I love Hopkins. Can you get Hopkins in too?
Get Hopkins in your flex.
Here you go. Please. Joel, my opponent has Stafford. I don't care if your opponent has Stafford.
I told you. People are doing this. I said
they always do it.
People are doing this. They're like, well, I mean, my opponent's got all these guys. Do I play the quarterback again?
My opponent has Stephon Diggs. Should I sit just Josh Allen? No. You play your best players. You play to win the game. All right, Anthony Michael Hall or Zeke Elliott from G Wiz, 1978.
Playing Zeke.
What about over Brees Hall? Still Zeke. Okay. Freedom Rock 44. Chuba or Rushy Rice? I'm playing Rushy Rice. Even though it's a standard.
I don't care.
So much volume, so many yards, so much touchdown equity. He might have more touchdown equity than Chuba in that game.
He does. When was the last time Carolina scored more than 2 touchdowns? I mean,
it was the year 2015, and Cameron Newton was a quarterback, I remember. It was back in the day. CJ.
The fact that you did that entire monologue just now without your glasses on was a missed opportunity. Just throwing that.
I remember when Cam Newton was a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, and they went 15-1, and the coach was Ron Rivera. I'm old enough to remember Ron Rivera coaching in a Super Bowl. That's what I recall. Would you like to have a Werther's original? One in my pocket here. I've got it in my pocket. You want a Werther's? It's a delicious.
You're one of the creepy people that keeps them in their pockets.
They're warm.
You go into the park in a second? Jeez.
I might. Poor Tara and Welsh. They got to follow this stupidity every single
time. Well, John's got to deal with it for the last hour. I feel bad for John more than them. Oh.
John's just like you in the beginning of the show. I'm just happy to be here with all the cliches. Space Ghost 844. Dak or Stafford?
Oh, Dak. I don't care about weather, Space Ghost. I don't care.
Rob Bauer. Sit one. Waddle, Rice, Flowers.
Jeez. God, good problems to have, Rob. I
think it's Waddle.
Yeah, I think it's Waddle.
It's Waddle. Martini, start 2, full PPR. Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Antonio Gibson, or Ken Walker?
Yeesh. Gibson and Walker.
That's who you're starting, huh? Okay.
Who are you going with?
Well, no, you were so negative on Antonio Gibson earlier.
You got the judgment right
Todd
now.
Radmaker, paper or plastic? Todd, I live in Jersey. You can't get plastic bags.
Can't get either in Jersey. Jersey ain't playing that game.
Derek Brown came to my house in August. He stayed over. We had to make a run to the CVS on the way to pick up Erickson from the train.
It was Rite Aid, fool.
Derek, Rite Aid or whatever it was. Derek goes into the Rite Aid. He comes out and he's holding all of his items. I was like, what happened? He's like, they got no plastic bags. I was like, man, I would have given you a bag and I known you were getting so much stuff.
I came out with like 4 things and the guy was like, I walked out and I'm like, fumbling
like
and they're like,
and Tommy Boy. He was like,
I'm dropping
JoJo, the idiot circus boy, trying to carry us. It was like he was stealing things from Rite Aid.
So bad.
Goodness gracious. By the way, if you are trying to make hard decisions here for your lineups, don't forget, let us help you with My Playbook, especially this time of year with the holidays. The autopilot feature is incredible. Download the My Playbook fantasy football app right now, wherever you get your apps, or just go to fantasypros.com/myplaybook. You can turn on full autopilot or even let it make decisions for you, which is a good idea. To help you make decisions for the next hour, we're going to pass things off to the Welsh and Tara Roberts, and that coverage starts right now.
What's up, friends, and welcome in. That was Old Man Joe and Hit Boy D-Bro with the backwards hat, always rocking that. It's Welsh, it's Tara. We're here for you week 15 playoff time, baby. So get those questions in. Let's get them answered. Fill up the chat. Subscribe. You're going to win stuff. We'll tell you about that. Tara, how ready, how angry, how happy are you ready to get for week 15 in this playoff run?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm thrilled. Okay. I love all the games, not all the games, but the majority of the games today. Feel like we're going to have a good amount of offense, lots of options here. So I'm happy. This is a good week. I like this.
Not to brag or anything like that, but as I had mentioned, my playoff run, I had no care these last 2 weeks. I was either in or out. Well, no big deal. I don't care that much about today because 2 of my most important leagues, Sam Laporta. So I'm kind of riding the high a little bit right now. And one is in a guillotine league. And if you guys ever played a guillotine league, so they're like the best because teams are getting eliminated. I mean, when you get eliminated from a guillotine league, you're like, this is stupid and I'm never going to play this again. But like me, when you're still in it, you're loving it, down to 3 teams. You have Sam Laporta go. I'm feeling pretty good about getting to that final. But let us know where you guys are at. I know there's a lot of do or die questions, and we're kind of ramped up to get you guys going with wherever you need to get. So we'll be taking a look at all the Fantasy Pros consensus ranks. We'll talk to you about ours. Get in the chat. Drop it as much as possible so we don't miss any of them, especially when we get into lightning round towards the end. Tara, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. All
right, John, are you ready to go? Are you guys okay? No, like a whale. I feel like I'm at a stadium. I'm gonna have a shirt gone, just start shooting them out to everybody. Yes. All right, let's kick this bad boy off. We're gonna start with Calvin. Morning pros, Demario Douglas or Demarcus Robinson in half PPR. Okay, so we got 2 questions in this one. So Demario or Demarcus?
I prefer to go with Demario. I know DeMarcus has come on strong these last couple games. We've got no Tutu Atwell. I just don't know how much that we can truly trust it here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I am full on Demario Douglas. When Demario Douglas is healthy, I love it. Even though last week we had a little bit of an uptick in Juju Smith-Schuster, I think a lot of that also had to do with the lack of Demario Douglas. So he's one of those open space type of guys. So I love him. It's fun with DeMarcus. Also, pick up Gus Bus or Dotson instead. That's, I guess, another part of the question.
No, I would just go with Douglas. I mean, Gus's volume. Touchdowns can come here and he can, get them and put up a decent day. But the volume has just diminished so much. Snaps, carries, everything just down. I can't get there. I can't trust him. And then Dotson, obviously, high volume matchup. So you could take that risk there. But with Curtis Samuel, it's just not happening.
Yeah, Dotson, done. DeMarcus doesn't do much. Gus is 100% touchdown dependent. It is so cool when it happens and he gets his 12 touchdowns in a game with his 14 yards. But other than that, if you don't hit it, you're done so. So that I would move away from. Sean, hey, Fantasy Bros. Need to start 2. DK, JSN, Ken Walker, or Demario Douglas, PPR, and thank you.
Oh, it would feel so weird saying that you're going with 2 Seattle Seahawks with no Geno. But man, the best options there, unfortunately, are the Seahawks. DK for sure. Even with no Geno, this is an excellent matchup. And then between JSN and Kenneth Walker, I think I would take the risk, especially in PPR, and go with JSN.
DK, JSN, Ken Walker, Demario Douglas. Yeah, what was that? There was a question when you and I were sitting in the back room here that it was JSN or who for Joe and Debra. Do you remember what that was? John, do you remember what that was? Oh man, because it was it's gonna kill me now because Debra said like, oh, JSN. I'm not as sold that JSN is going to have the huge. I know where the upside is, but the play that he talked about, I thought had some good floor. But I guess also in this playoff, you're not looking for floor. You don't care about floor at this point. So sure, JSN is up there. Demario Douglas is like 5 catches for 45 yards type of upside. JSN absolutely can drop a 40-yard touchdown. So, okay, we'll get there. I just am looking for a little bit floor. And I wish I could remember what that question was. All right. Sean says, hey, fantasy, bruh, it's the same question. Connor says Tua or Geno, who I don't even think is guaranteed to play right now. There's some Drew Lock talk.
Yeah, man, that's a problem. You might need to hit the waivers if you have the ability to do so. And if there's anything, even like a Flacco out there, I'm so terrified for Tua in this matchup. We already saw it. It was 9 fantasy points, and we don't have confirmation on Tyreek right now. Sounds like he's leaning towards that direction personally, but if we didn't get Tyreek with Tua in this matchup, that is terrifying. Prepare to hit the waivers. You might have a better option on waivers.
You might having to be stare at the waivers for quite a little bit too, because we woke up to nothing affirmative yet, but some not great surprises. Geno could be one of them, by the way. Geno is floating out there as like one potential. The other one was Chris Olave. Just want to throw out there that the reports coming out this morning is the expectation is he's not going to go. I don't think that's been 100% confirmed, like he is officially out, but multiple reports that you can find everywhere is saying that they are not expecting him to go. Yeah, the most recent is Schefter reporting that there is doubt Olave is going to be able to play. So I mean, you're talking 2 or 3 different players you might have to be thrown to the waiver wire, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look super great. So unfortunately, we are going to have to be dancing around. And that comes to the next question. Josh says, yo, fellas, good Godwin if he goes or Shaheed with no Olave.
I mean, I would go with the Shaheed for sure. I could even potentially get there regardless, because Godwin's been dealing with an injury too. So keep that in mind. I would go with Shaheed.
Yes, but uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. The Saints team, very uncomfortable. I mean, my only problem with Shaheed is he just we haven't seen any consistent proving to be an Olave type of player. He's just, bigger downfield threat. If it's short yardage stuff and it's middle of the field, it might end up being more Kamara, Taysom, they kind of do that type of stuff. A.T. Perry maybe, and they keep Shaheed in that big role. But to all those points, you go with him. Godwin has been kind of a disaster as of recent. So I will agree with that one. Jay Porter says, if Hill doesn't play, do I play Zay Jones, Wandale, and Shaheed? That's that other one we're waiting for. Even though there was optimism that Tyreek was going to play. Zay Jones, Wandale, or Shaheed, full PPR.
It's a lot going on here. And we're going to get this if Hill doesn't play question like 5,000 times until we get confirmation. Zay Jones, the target hog here. So in full PPR, you might want to lean that direction. Shaheed is appealing, obviously, if Olave is out. But what was it, 13, 14 targets for Zay Jones last week in a game where Trevor is probably going to have to be checking the ball again. A little healthier this week. Yeah, I can get on board with that. I can go with Zay Jones.
Especially in the full PPR. That's what changes it. Because I was mentioning a lot last week. I was really into Evan Ingram working out of the slot, and he got a bunch of targets, and he's going to kind of continue doing that. But Zay is a favorite target. He doesn't quite play. He obviously doesn't actually play the Christian Kirk role, but I feel like he gets the visual look that Christian Kirk was getting from Trevor Lawrence, and definitely likes him. So in full PPR, I think that is where you can go. Where you can also go is to the store when you're out. Look at this. Jack Links, I'm all out, and that is a travesty. Don't let that happen to you, because Jack Links can make it as easy as possible, as easy as ever, to make sure you're never out, because this episode is brought to you by Jack Links Protein Snacks, because there's no better way to enjoy game day right here, whether it's Saturdays or Sundays for the rest of the year, with Jack Links Protein Snacks. From jerky and beef sticks and more, Jack Links delivers 100% beef in a wild assortment of delicious flavors and can deliver if you go to jacklinks.com. But if you don't want to wait, you can go to just pretty much any local retailer and pick some up today. Don't be like me and be without Jack Links. We're going to rectify that problem real quick there, friendos. All right, let's get to some more questions here. We got David. Please help. This is a caps question, Tara, so strap in. We got a lot of caps in this one. Puka, Diggs, Debo, OBJ, AJ Brown, full PPR, pick 3. Note, swinging for the fences. Thanks, y'all. Also, clearly a question for Joe and Debro, as Debro is referenced in this. So sorry, David, you got us. But you got Puka, Diggs, Debo, OBJ, AJ Brown, pick 3.
Oh man, I got mildly distracted by disheartening news that just came through. So maybe John can look and see updates that are going on with some of these players.
What's the disheartening news? You can't move on after that.
I mean, I just glanced at it. I don't know, I don't know who sent it out, so I want to source before I say it live here. Yeah. All right. I know there's concerns around. They've got questions around Diggs in this matchup. I get there's concerns around. He hasn't lived up to his full potential recently, and obviously, matchup is intriguing in terms of Dallas, being stingy at times and then allowing a lot of volume at times. I lean towards here going with Debo, AJ Brown, and Stephon Diggs. Potentially a game where Diggs has some incentive to play up, here, family and whatnot.
I'm just rampantly searching the internet to find what this horrific news is, and I'm now you have me on a goose chase. The only thing I see, by the way, let's see if this is new, is it looks like a couple minutes ago Jalen Hurts is downgraded. Yeah. Downgraded. That This is according to Schefter. Was this the news?
Or what? I didn't see if it was Schefter or not. I just saw it pop through an app.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Jalen Hurts has been downgraded to questionable for Monday night because some sickness. And the reason, outside of obvious, that kind of stinks that he's out, is fantasy playoffs Monday night. So if you have an this is a rough one, man. If you've got an alternative that's sitting out there, you're going to have to give consideration to it, because if he is out, you might be stuck to picking up, Mariota? And if not, you're kind of screwed, especially if you have viable options. If you have viable options today, you might want to move away from it. Who the hell was that? Was it David Carr the other day, or Derek? David Carr? That was David. You should put Marcus Mariota. He's just dancing right now. David Carr is having a great weekend, thinking, I'm gonna prove them all wrong, everybody. And Mariota's gonna go out and be 11 for 42 and do this thing that he does.
Right.
Cars, they stink. Oh. All right, back to the question. I'm sorry, who did you answer? I was too busy searching the web for your
Diggs, Debo, AJB.
Diggs, Debo, OBJ.
AJB.
AJB. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, what are we doing? I am going to go AJ Brown, Puka, and Diggs. I'm going to sit my boy Debo. It's a Brandon Ayuk day. I am firmly on alt 100 receiving yard Brandon Ayuk day. So just let it be known. So, all right. Mel says we're doing some defense here at Atlanta or Chicago, and why. They also want an explanation. So if you could please turn in your paper in a little bit, we'd appreciate you.
Well, it is Atlanta. I understand why Chicago would be intriguing, but Flacco can throw for volume. I know there's weather there, so maybe that adds into it, but Flacco can throw for volume. You know how he is. Yeah, he'll get you interception here, but I really do think that Atlanta is the better route to go.
Yeah. I actually am not the weather. I know Debo
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
care
like,
about any of it. Like that's cool and all. But I'm like not super into that. I think Cleveland is actually becoming a better, well-oiled machine. As long as you have like Jerome
yeah,
Ford is out there and then being able to move the ball. Carolina's atrocious. I think that's like one
yeah,
of the easiest answers to tell you. They stink. And Atlanta's defense has actually played pretty strong. Also, Atlanta's going to attempt to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. So you might be eating some clock. Atlanta is one of my, it's a defense that Bogman and I are playing in a league. And I think it's 5th or 6th highest in DFS this week. And it's based on Carolina being stank. So if you want to play Chicago against the Bears and the weather, you could do that. But I'll go up against the worst team in the NFL. Jared Robinson says start one full PPR: Keaton Mitchell, Gabe Davis, or Pop Demario Douglas. Oh
yeah.
man, breaking news. John, can they hear you when you come on? Oh, okay. I was waiting. God, that'd be so great. It's like the voice of God.
It would be
John,
really good. Yeah, just
John
pop
just
in.
jumped in our ear and it was like, whoa. And then I was thinking, oh, everybody heard that, but you guys didn't get to hear John's great voice. Yeah, John just jumped in. Chris Olave officially out. That is bad news. So
Can I tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a best ball team that was very like my most
Oh,
promising
no.
one. And I was like, man, I was so excited heading in. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Chris Olave. It's cooked. It's done.
Oh my God. Yeah. So this is going to be a bad one, and we're not done. We still have the Achane stuff. I didn't see any official stuff. We've got Tyreek Hill looming. We still got a couple looming disasters. That is definitely one. So no Chris Olave. You're going to have to make moves. We've talked about Rashid Shaheed. That might be one of them. Demario Douglas might be floating out there. So, all right, fill up the chat. This is going to be your last one. We officially have that. Yeah, so Atlanta, and then Keaton Mitchell, Gabe Davis, and Pop. Where were we?
I can get on board with going with Keaton Mitchell. I understand, like, it's frustrating because his volume has been limited and he should be getting more, and he can be very productive with it. Him and Gabe Davis, very high upside players and very risky options, but at least I think the floor with Keaton Mitchell is a little bit safer, so I lean towards Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I have, like, you know me, Tara. I'm not Gabe Davis. I don't do Gabe Davis. I don't do like every week with his zeros and stuff. I feel like this might be a Gabe Davis week. So if I were like the risky risker, maybe Keaton Mitchell's my play. I think he's in a great situation. Love his receiving yard prop this week. I think we're going to still get volume. But if I were looking for like a big time, shot to the moon home run call, it would be Gabe Davis this week because only so many weeks Gabe Davis cannot get going. All right. Unsalted hoagie. That sounds not good. Mahomes at New England, or Tua versus the Jets, or Love versus Tampa. So this is a 3-parter here. With emojis. Look, there's emojis. I don't understand. Explain to me. What did I miss? There's a frog next to Mahomes. There's a frowning face next to Tua, and there's a heart next to Love. So what is this? I guess Love and the heart makes sense.
Mahomes sounds like Kermit the Frog. And Tua is I'm
him.
is hurt against good defenses. So that's the
Tara, would you play me?
No, Patrick, I will not play. This one is hard for me.
I was doing my
this one's yes. It was good.
Thank
much
you.
Fun. This one's difficult for me. I have Mahomes and Tua Mahomes and Love back to back. It's not Tua. I can still go with Mahomes by a smidge, but man, it's tough for me not to go with Love. It's really tough. Just theoretically, starting Love over Mahomes seems sacrilegious, but Love versus Tampa Bay, like this defense has been lit up all season long. They have multiple players out in the secondary. One that's cute, that's questionable. Like it's just, this is such a good setup for Love to just absolutely light it up. I feel so compelled to go Love over Mahomes here.
Feeling the love. I'm with you. Absolutely love Jordan Love this week. I have Love over Tua, but I got Mahomes over, but I just can't. can't not sit. I can't sit Mahomes in the
rough.
playoffs. Yeah, so I would go with Mahomes. New England's obviously a tougher matchup here. If I were to pivot, it would be to Love because exactly what you said. The secondary in Tampa is all bad and everything like that. You know what the saddest thing is too? Like my best Kermit is that impression of did you see the I'm him the meme out there? I didn't even do that well, but that's like where I can do it. Bogman does a great Kermit, so we should call him in here now. Okay, but so what was the frowny face about Tua then? Just he doesn't like Tua.
He's been Tua last week versus the Jets before. I mean, it's basically a setup with Tua. If it's I think it's just a sad frowny face of him just being a hot mess anytime they face a bad defense or a good defense.
Somebody, speculate in the chat. And we're under. I like these are ciphers, like breaking down these ciphers of what it means here. It's like ancient hieroglyphics. Like what was this? Oh, he sounded like a frog. I gotcha. All right, Lalo09 with the weather in Cleveland, Fields or Flacco?
Fields. Yeah, I mean sometimes we feel like weather is going to be. I mean, well, it's the same game, but sometimes we feel like weather is going to make a bigger difference there. But it's Fields.
Yeah. By the way, I meant to do this. If we're looking at the consensus ranks, let's just talk about all these quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes on the consensus Fantasy Pros ranks. If you guys want to go peep those, Patrick Mahomes is 6. Justin Fields, actually the second highest of all of those guys we're talking about at 9. Jordan Love is 10. Where the hell is Tua? Tua's down here at 16. Hate. And Flacco is down at 20. So that's the order of the quarterbacks that we're looking at. If for some reason all of them were of your decision. This episode also brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack, the Fantasy Football Championship company who's got a great giveaway. So if you want a chance to win a glorious Fantasy Football Championship belt for your league, you can do that right now. You can be a hero by winning this. And it's courtesy of our friends over at Trophy Smack, the #1 destination for epic fantasy football trophies. All you got to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now. Drop a comment in. You can talk about Kermit, Mahomes, whatever you want. Drop a comment, and that's it. We'll be announcing a winner right here on the channel, so make sure you turn on those notifications so you can know not only when we have new videos, but you can claim your prize. Pick that up today. I don't know for a fact, but it tends to be we do the prize on the night stream. So if you want to hang out with Bogman and I tonight after the afternoon games, we'll be breaking down, doing that whole recap, and usually we're giving away prizes. So I'll be giving away a prize to somebody. Maybe it'll be you. What a hero you'd be too, by the way. But I mean, unless if you're like in the championship and then you're like, hey guys, got us a belt for the league. And everyone's like, oh, okay, great. Cause you're there. But if you're knocked out or something like that, and you bring a belt to your league, absolute hero, absolute hero. All right. Sean says, love warm weathers. Need to start 2. DK, didn't we had this exact one. How did Sean get in here? Get out of here, Sean. It was the DK, JSN, Ken Walker, Demario Douglas. We already said DK, JSN. Dylan says Saints, Cleveland, or Ravens defense.
Saints defense.
I need to look at the like that. I mean, that's amazing. You immediately went to it. My brain did not process. I'm going to give the ranks here. Saints ranked 4th this week against the Giants. What were the other two while I'm looking at this? Ravens against Jacksonville, and then what?
Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland 5th. I'm playing Cleveland this week in a DFS matchup, a very important one. So it ranks on Fantasy Pros Saints, Browns, Ravens. I personally am going with the Browns here. And then you said what?
Saints.
All right, there you go. So screw the Ravens. Get out of here. All right, Tom, full PPR, Zeke or Chuba? Zeke. It's definitely Zeke. Zeke is a wild man. The betting market also, just throwing this out, have no idea what to do with Zeke right now. His rushing yard prop has gone up. It's up in the 60s. His receiving yard prop was up earlier in this week, one of my favorite bets of the week. Gone. They took it off because everyone was betting it. They never even publicly released the reception prop because they don't know what to do with it. Zeke is the Wild West for the betting market, and kind of the same thing, completely rejuvenated for the fantasy side. So I'm very much in full PPR. Zeke might have 5 or 6 receptions today. So
Yeah.
alone, I'm going to go on that side. Even though I have like Chuba, it's a very big Zeke week. Oh, the Zeke week. I like it. All right, Don, I know it's embarrassing, but which horrible running back, Ken Gainwell or Chris Rodriguez Jr., full PPR?
It's not embarrassing. I will go with Chris Rodriguez, which is not ideal in full PPR, but um, it's a possibility that Antonio Gibson gets out there and fumbles a ball and they're left with Chris Rodriguez. So yes, I can get on board that direction.
Here's my only problem with Rodriguez. I think he's going to get more run than people expect, unless you're expecting run. But I don't think the Rams are going to let up. And I don't know if he's going to be in a situation that's going to work. So if you care more about volume, he's probably the play, because I think there's going to be more volume than most expect. I don't personally feel good about him. I probably lean Gainwell, but if I'm looking for, a little bit more of a home run shot, like who knows? Maybe the Commanders keep this in tow with the Rams the whole game and they're scoring and Rodriguez is getting goal line opportunities. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot of throwing, more Antonio Gibson, and it's like, I think his rushing yard prop is 22 yards. So, I personally think it's going to be like 9 to 10 carries for 27 yards. So maybe you could hit that over since it's such a low total, but that doesn't do much for fantasy. So if this were Antonio Gibson, that'd feel better. So I guess I'm leaning Gainwell, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Don't be embarrassed about your RBs. Those aren't pretty. That's why we're here. We're here to help.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. It happens to all of us with these bad RBs. Rob Mack. Oh, God, playoffs. Need a quarterback to start. Baker, Lawrence, or Flacco?
Lawrence. And it's not an ideal matchup, but I do expect Lamar to light up that defense, and we can have at least a high volume game. I think we'll continue to have another Trevor Lawrence chucks the ball situation here. So I lean towards Trevor.
Yeah, if you had better options, I would probably pick any of them, but you picked all the worst ones. I hate Baker, but I feel like Baker's matchup is the best. If you wanted to play from a matchup perspective, that's probably the best spot. And so I have him kind of as a little bit of a sneaky quarterback this week, but I don't feel good about that. I don't want to. The idea of benching Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs for Baker Mayfield feels gross. And to your point, like Lawrence was horrific in the first half last week, and then came back and had 3 touchdowns. If they're playing from behind and throwing the ball a whole bunch, they can still do that. So I would go with Lawrence off of that volume. But, I wouldn't be surprised if Baker has a, 242 touchdown type of week, or, 74 yards and 3 picks either. So that's his problem. High power fantasy football. Full PPR, need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. We've got JSN, Noah Brown, Logan Thomas, and the A-Chan man.
So your wide receiver, I would go with JSN. Noah Brown, I get worried that his skill set is not going to align, unfortunately, with Case Keenum. And maybe there won't be high utilization for him. That deep threat situation might not just happen, unfortunately. Ideally, I would go with Achan in the flex, but you might not get him. That's another injury news that we're kind of waiting on here. So if not, then you do have to go with Noah Brown in the flex, but I would prefer to go with Achan.
Boy, I don't hate JSN and Noah Brown. I don't like leaving Achan out there, but you can't start him. Obviously, he's not going to go. You could start him but even if he's healthy, this is one of those things. But see, this is where I fall into the rut. People are going to hate on me. You get like a kind of banged up Achan who's super, super questionable. Let's say they make him active and maybe he plays 5 or 6 snaps. But my problem is I think that, and then he goes out and has 17 carries or some nonsense. Raheem Mostert has played so well. If Achan were to even play, I feel like you're 100% going to have Jeff Wilson active. So I think the play here is probably Noah Brown and JSN. I like Noah Brown. Noah Brown is going to be vaulted up into a top spot. JSN's a little bit dicier, but I don't know. If HN were good, by the way, who would it be Noah Brown or JSN you'd go with here? Like to pair with him?
To pair with him? Yeah, JSN. It's purely matchup, and Geno being unlikely or questionable. It would affect my decision if it weren't for the fact that it's Philadelphia. I still feel like Drew Lock can get the ball to all three receivers at a decent enough rate to where I'm comfortable starting them all in that matchup.
Mine would actually be Noah Brown. Even JSN is ranked higher on the FantasyPros consensus ranks, but I'd go Noah Brown here because I think as bad as that whole situation is, and I'm laying it out, it's just like Noah Brown will be a major force of the offense unless the team just lays over and, rub my belly type of thing, and they just run the ball up and they don't try to move it. Like Davis Mills will sling it a little bit, and Noah Brown would be my pick.
It's not Davis Mills. Case Keenum.
Yeah, or Case Keenum. Yeah, exactly.
I just get worried that this is going to be a Robert Woods that gets the heavy amount of targets here. Like that feels like a thing that Case Keenum would do. Robert Woods, yeah. That's old guys. Let's stick together.
Noah Brown's just the big playmaker. That's the thing that I like about him. I think he's like the bigger playmaker. But to your point, it's just slang, corner route, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards, that type of stuff. But Noah Brown would be a bigger play option. Tennessee's not great, but a lot of stuff there. Brent Mason, PPR flex spot, Henry Flowers or James Cook. I'm chasing points because I started Eckler. So I'm guessing this is just one spot. Henry, Flowers, Cook. I love Flowers this week, but I don't know how I don't start Henry.
Yeah, it's Henry. I mean, especially with no CJ Stroud, this should be a positive game script here for Derrick Henry. So, yeah.
Especially if you're chasing points. I mean, Derrick Henry rips off multi-touchdown games. This is the chase points guy. Like Zay Flowers, I think Zay Flowers could rip off a big week as well.
True.
But it's definitely Henry here. So good, decisions to have here. Carson Cribb, half PPR flex spot, Antonio Gibson or the Chuba.
Even in half PPR, I am inclined to lean towards Antonio Gibson here.
Really? Over the starty Chuba?
Yeah, and I know I said, Chris Rodriguez just because you could get that random, Gibson fumble and Ron Rivera, I'm going to bench you chip situation, but all things in a non-fumble fair world, I like this matchup for Gibson. I think obviously there's going to be point chasing, and this could be a game where we see a lot of Sam Howell to Antonio Gibson.
They're actually both. Tyreek Hill is officially out. Did we just get that news? Oh man, sorry. John is ruining our day. You're the bad news. John just that was absolutely terrifying. Voice of God that just jumped in here as we were
sorry. I'm having an existential crisis.
By the way,
this is my Scott Fishbowl team. Oh my god!
Remember that league I was just talking about, that guillotine, where I'm like, hey, I have nothing to worry about because I have Sam Laporta. I had Tyreek Hill in that lineup, so I have great options to go to because it's guillotine. But officially, Tyreek Hill is out for the game. So now we are waiting. How did they do the Tyreek Hill and not the Achane one? I assume maybe if they didn't drop Achane as well, that's optimistic.
I think.
Okay, John's going.
I think Tyreek's was his. What happened last night was that basically they said he's medically cleared. They're leaving it up to Tyreek to make that choice. So maybe Tyreek just flat out said, I can't do it.
He lied on his Twitch. He's out there twitching. He's like, I'll be good. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not good. John, you better bring us good news when you pop in. It better be good. Even lie to us. Lie to us. All right, fingers crossed here. So where the hell were we? We were answering a question or something. The Antonio Gibson. I was going to say
out my starting lineup.
yeah, I know. We're going to be going to that. Well, and Tyreek, let's look on the consensus here. It had to be one regardless of the injury. No, I think people have already moved him. He's already moving down to 6. Ooh, this would be a fun thing to watch. This would be like Plinko. Okay, Achane is officially active. We got that word. So back to real quick, that other question for high power. Are you going to change your thought? And because Achane is active, are you going to throw him back in? And knowing Tyreek is out, Achane can kind of play that Tyreek role if they'd like to. Actually, I might Achane receiving yard prop it today if that drops up before the game. Would you go Achane and I'm assuming JSN for you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm JSN and I think Noah Brown here. But so for the third time, Gibson, Chuba back to back in the consensus ranks, 23-24 in favor of Chuba. But their team is going to be playing from behind and he plays that receiving role, which is pretty nice, but it's half PPR. I'm going Chuba, but we get why you're going Gibson. Another defensive question. Just B is asking, just a letter B. This is brought to you by the letter B. Titans or Browns defense?
Browns defense.
I'll go Browns. You're reeling from Tyreek Hill. Can everybody see it on Tara's face? Like Tara has not. I'm like, all right, defense. She's like Browns, and it's just like you haven't recovered.
This is so rough.
So what are your options? What are you going to do in Scott Fishbowl when Tyreek is out? What's the alternative?
Oh, my audio cut out. What happened here?
Oh, we can still hear you. So if you can't hear us, Scott Fishbowl, are you back? No? Tara, where have you gone? All right. Well, Tara will figure that out. Tyreek Hill and her headphones both out for... Oh, you're back? Or not?
It gave me no warning that it was that. It's one of those mornings. Thank you.
Are you back?
It just cut out. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. Good. I was saying your headphones and Tyreek both out.
Yeah.
What is your alternative? What are you going to do with Tyreek out now?
It's Zay Flowers. It's not a bad alternative situation, but it's just it's been like I lost Tank Dell. I lost earlier. I lost Michael Pittman Jr. last night in my starting. Like it's just like
you're like, I don't even want to make it to the next round. Screw it. I don't have anybody. So.
Crazy.
Right. God, what a morning. All right. So Olave out. There's someone that's out there that's like, whoa, Olave and Tyreek Hill I got for the playoffs. Let's go. And gone. So that sucks. Sorry, buddies. All right. Moving on. Drew Lolly says, please help. They asked nicely. Full PPR, Romeo Dobbs or Pop? Thank you.
Romeo Dobbs.
Also the Dobbs. No Watson. Expectation. Dobbs gets volume. I think he moves the ball. They move the ball better than the Patriots are going to do. So that one is pretty easy for me. Sometimes they're not always super easy. So if you're confused on who to start, worried you'll make the wrong choice, let us do the work for you. Not just like actually like physically do the work for you, because our tools can actually take the stress out of lineup management with My Playbook's Autopilot tool. Autopilot makes it easy to manage your fantasy team's lineup. You get suggested lineup changes via email. You can have auto swapping of inactive players, where you can turn on the full autopilot mode and have them take an optimal lineup and set it every single week, and then you can make adjustments. Use Autopilot at fantasypros.com/myplaybook or on the My Playbook app. And you can set that up even for next year. Do a little trial right now and get your prepping for next year to make your life much easier in the fantasy space. All right, let's go to Kobe. Kobe, CEH or Aaron Jones? What do you like? A little banged up CEH or a little banged up Aaron Jones, or CEH in the presumable driver's seat against the Patriots?
This is the one situation where I will say Aaron Jones, because limited Aaron Jones is a similar fantasy output as existing CEH. Whoever gets the touchdown for Kansas City is the one that has the higher output. I don't think there's any true lean over there. Aaron Jones, no AJ Dillon. Even if he's limited, I do feel at the very least, that means that in critical situations, they will put him in and use him. So goal line opportunities, key situations there. So I can lean towards Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'll go samesies. Not particularly excited about CEH. I do think he can drop in a goal line touchdown today, but tougher defense against the Patriots. And when Aaron Jones is there, he's involved. He's spattered. He'll be throwing the ball will get to him. They love to get the ball out of AJ Dillon's hands. They have to be so sick of Dillon and just to see Aaron Jones. So if him being active, that's a pretty easy one for me. Lee says Trevor Lawrence or Sam Howell, 6-point passing touchdowns, it looks like.
Oh, it is Sam Howell for me.
Yeah, Sam Howell. That's an easy one. Roberto Salas, James Cook, Jerome Ford, or Chuba Hubbard?
Not the ideal matchup for James Cook, but he is on fire. I'm not sitting James Cook.
Also, fire Cook. We're going to fire up the Cook. Jared Robinson, start 1 in full PPR. Keaton Mitchell. Did we had this one? Jared, you sneaky little sneak. Menamento says, hello, guys. Likely or Kincaid?
Likely. Yeah, Kincaid. Top taken off a tiny bit by Dawson Knox return, and likely clear tight end 1 in an excellent matchup.
Likely is that. I wanted to take a look at the ADVs via, let's see if there's any good. No, not either one. I was just looking over on, PFF does their tight end ratings as far as like defensive matchup, which is it's kind of an interesting thing to look at. They're both in the negative, and Dalton Kincaid is given a better matchup, presumably, but it actually is by one of the best. Yeah, the fourth best cover linebacker in the league is on Kincaid, and 5 is going to Likely. So, relatively less matchup, but I think I could go Likely here. I wanted to go Kincaid. I was trying to find a room to slide into for Kincaid, but I could go Likely here. Kincaid with Dawson Knox back, and I think maybe big play stuff. It worries me a tiny bit about Kincaid, so let's go Likely. Let's do it. Oh, all right. Let's see if I can say this name. Elio Korolasavale? I don't think I did that right. We're going to go Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Standard start. I wish, and please give me the pronunciation of your name so I cannot sound as stupid as I just did, but I'm okay with it. Ellie says standard start 3, Ford, Singletary, Aaron Jones, Brandon Cooks, Shaheed. So we have to start 3. This is a standard league, so we are chasing touchdowns. I love your by the way, whenever that is. I drop a question and almost like hands crossed, like,
Yeah. I think I lean towards Ford.
Yep.
Aaron Jones.
Yep. All right, we're 2 for 2.
And just go Singletary. I feel like Brandon Cooks is going to get the touchdown here. I do. But at the same time, volume could at least be on the side favoring Singletary, maybe leaning towards a goal line touch. So I can get on board with going with the 3 running backs there.
I'm going to go Cooks, surprisingly. I'm going to go Cooks on this one, but I like it. I like the push to Singletary. I still don't trust it. They're just fooling with us. It's like, hey, here's Damian Pierce, and then, hey, here's Devin Singletary. I don't know. Brent Cook, that offense moves the ball. He gets targets. I mean, you could argue Shaheed is a decent play. I mean, that's his game. It's just big play touchdowns. But in him being the number 1, you can make that argument. Ben Holland says, half PPR, Waddle or DJ Moore?
Oh, man. I love DJ Moore in this matchup.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's where I
got to go. I still think I got to go Waddle here.
Let's... No, what's it? Okay, I'll check Slack. How stupid of me. Tyreek Hill is out. So why would I not take Waddle here? So 100%. All right. Okay, so perfect. So John doesn't want to tell us any news anymore. He's just like, hey, check this and you can bear a bad news. Oh my. Okay. So here you go. Adam Schefter is reported. Yeah, by the way, it is Waddle because I forgot Tyreek Hill is inactive. So here are some officials. Actives today include Jamal Williams, Noah Brown, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, Devon Achane. Those are actives. Inactives, A.J. Dillon. See ya. Christian Watson. Nope. Tyreek Hill, Olave, and officially Nico Collins. So I repeat again, inactives, Dillon, Watson, Tyreek Hill, Olave, Nico. Achane, Godwin, Aaron Jones, Noah Brown, Jamal Williams. Those are some active. Some you care about, some you don't. They're instant reactions, Tara.
Oh, man. Got an interesting situation there with Tyreek Hill being out. We talked about now Waddle, even in this bad matchup, being someone who we feel has top 10 potential, despite there obviously being a difficult matchup with the Jets, him seeing Sauce. He had 8 receptions in the previous game. He was strong. Tyreek was strong. Tua is the only one that struggled. So it kind of creates an interesting situation there where we might be starting Waddle, forcing Waddle to start over players that we were feeling super comfortable with.
Yeah. And A.J. Dillon being inactive all but says even more about your comfortability with Aaron Jones. I'd say if I look at all those, the Packers situation actually gives me a little bit more optimism because I feel even better about Aaron Jones, and Watson out confirms my continued love of Jaden Reed. I think it makes Romeo Doubs even more palatable. Wicks, super deep play. Dontavian Wicks, if you want to throw him out there, he is good for a couple down the field, big plays every single game.
I don't know if we have confirmation he's playing yet.
We better. Well, he's not on that list. That's like the Santa's good, naughty, and nice list. So I'm assuming he's nice. He's not on there. So, all right.
Also, deep leagues, you can look at Patrick Taylor. This is not the ideal matchup, but again, Tampa Bay's defense as a whole. I think Vita Vea is out. They've got just holes everywhere. Defensive line, linebackers, secondary, they're just picked apart.
Well, here's a Waddle question. Jordan Reinbold said, I'm starting Waddle in my flex and full PPR. I've got Breece Hall, OBJ, James Conner, and Keaton Mitchell on my bench. Should I start any of them over Waddle? And this he put in before the Tyreek Hill news.
I would not. Hall is the only one who I'm looking at, and I'm just kind of like, I like Hall this week, but I would still go with Waddle.
Did he say what format? Ooh, it's full PPR. Ooh, Z's. Boy, I might start Breece Hall over. Just I know I'm getting 4 or 5 receptions out of him. Sauce on Waddle. Buddy, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a really, really, really tough one because Waddle in that number 1 spot, as good as it is, can also be a little bit of a negative with the Sauce coverage. Breece doesn't really have a whole lot of big yardage upside, and the Jets don't have touchdown upside. I probably stick to Waddle, but you can tell I'm kind of wanting to lean Breece Hall here. Victor says half PPR start 2, Pollard, Cook, Reed, and I'm guessing Jaden Reed and Amari Cooper.
Cook and Reed.
I was about to say, I dare you don't start Tony Pollard, and you just did it. Cook and Reed. You are kicking Pollard out?
I am. I don't like the matchup, and when I'm looking at Jaden Reed, again, like Aaron Jones could come up to a full workload. That is highly possible. It just makes me feel uncomfortable that we didn't get confirmation of him being active until today. I lean towards Reed getting a good 5 carries in this game. Key situational carries. He's been productive with them. And this matchup is just so juicy. I like Cook and Reed.
I can't. I'm with it. I'm down. I'm saying Pollard and Cook. I love Jaden Reed. Just don't know if I could do it in this situation. Pollard has been pretty meh. He's ranked 8 on the FantasyPros consensus RB ranks this week. James Cook has been hot. I just don't think I could sit either one of those two guys. But I get it. I love me some Jaden Reed. As invested as I can, I am down. If Hill is out, Douglas or McLaurin in PPR. This is from Jen.
Washington wide receivers are the most frustrating receiver group that has ever existed. That said, I can take the risk with McLaurin, given the matchup.
I guess I could do that with McLaurin. They said in PPR, so I'm going to guess that's full. Yeah, we'll go McLaurin here. McLaurin's just played so bad as of recent. It just hasn't been super good. So the confidence is lacking. I repeat, confidence is low. Only a couple weeks left into the season. So the whole season board isn't going to work. But we do have the Betting Pros NFL contest where you can still take part in the weekly side. All you got to do is make 5 NFL picks. You'll qualify. There's tons of prizes that are sitting out there. The grand prize, someone's going to be winning a Jackson Smith in Jigba autographed jersey. But as far as weekly and monthly winners too. So there's another little tricky one. Getting swag from the Fantasy Pros and Betting Pros shop. I have the Betting Pros hat on, as well as 1-year premium upgrades to both apps. So go and check it out today. The NFL contest, even if you're not into the yearly, you can do the weekly and the monthly stuff. So do it today. Go get yourself some nice swag. I see John is wearing the Fantasy Pros hoodie. I have got to get either the Fantasy Pros or the Betting Pros hoodie. That's literally my biggest regret when I picked up a bunch of my stuff. My Fantasy Pros shirt is one of my favorite. You know, a funny thing, just a real side note. On Thursday, I went to Great Wolf Lodge. This is going to shout him out with my kids. And I went on a slide and I sat down. This has never happened out of a sporting event thing. And this guy came up to me and he was like, Welsh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, hi, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I watch you on Fantasy Pros. And I told Joe this. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Steve, who's been in there. So shout out to Steve. But the whole time, there was a little bit of it. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. Recognizing me. I had my Fantasy Pro shirt on the whole time. I had the Fantasy Pro shirt from the swag store. on, and I was just like, man, how did he recognize me? It's like, oh, maybe the big Fantasy Pros logo wrapped around my giant chest. So shout out to him, but also shout out to, it's one of my favorite shirts. That's why I was wearing it. So check it out. It's a big old sell for them. All right, we've got to start. We're gonna go into to speed round now because we got a lot of questions, not a lot of time. We've had a lot of breaking news. So strap in, everybody. Let's go. Imjim says Marquise Brown or Wan'Dale Robinson, PPR.
Marquise.
I
know.
I don't try. I think Marquise is wraps today against the Niners. Rob, need a running back. 2, Ford, Keaton, Ken Walker, Gibson. Does he? I don't know if he means he needs 2 running backs. Let's just give him 2. Ford and Keaton for me.
I will give you 2. The order would be Gibson and then Ford for me.
Okay, so we're both going Ford. I go Keaton. You go Gibson. 14-team PPR, Jacobs, Pacheco, and Allen are out. Olave may not play. Demarcus Robinson, CEH, McKinnon, Wan'Dale, pick 2.
Oof. I would go, you're already starting McKinnon. I would go Wan'Dale and Demarcus Robinson. I would
go... Oof. It's just already starting McKinnon. And so this is only pick 1. Already starting McKinnon. This is very confusing.
Yeah, pick 2.
I'm going to go.
I'm not picking. Know that he's already got McKinnon in there.
I like CEH. I'm going to go Wan'Dale. So, Captain says, please help OBJ or Terry McLaurin full PPR. OBJ.
Yeah, OBJ.
All right, Neil. With a little bit of, I always assume that's hot sauce with the fire, but I think that's dynamite with the fire. Good morning, Welsh and Tara. If Hill is out, which he is, do I start Taysom, Keaton, Foreman, or do I pick up Shaheed if Olave is out? We both were. It's exciting.
I
actually think Taysom is the play here.
I could pick up Shaheed.
I could also pick up Shaheed, but if I have the option, assuming this is like a flex situation, I'm actually going to go with Taysom because Taysom is going to get more involved. But if it was wide receiver only, I would pick up Shaheed. Just not buying it. Which one? What would you give the answer? Or did you already give it? You said Shaheed, right?
Shaheed, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. JG, Morning Pros. Pick 2 full PPR. Keaton, Ken Walker, Antonio Gibson. Mitchell Gibson, right?
Yeah.
Bye, Ken. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Grandpa. Austin Storms, half PPR, pick 1 at flex. Ridley, Keaton, Mitchell, London, and Taysom or Waller. I think Ridley, Keaton, London, Taysom, Waller. Pick 1.
It's quite the spicy list here.
Yes, it is.
I will risk it with Ridley.
Taysom, let's go all in. Let's get our 0 points or let's get our 20. That's what we're doing. Let's see. Usam says Achane, Ford, Flowers, Barkley, play 3. Okay, so sit 1. Barkley, Flowers, Ford, Achane.
Ford
2. Yeah, you can't sit Flowers. He's too good. Let's see. Brett, half PPR, pick 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex. Jeez, Brett, please. Pollard, Etienne, Hopkins, Smith, and Rice. He gave us 1 running back, but no, he gave us 2. Pollard. So we have to pick a Pollard or Etienne. So let's do that first.
Yeah.
Etienne. You go Etienne or Pollard? You hate Pollard. You have to go Etienne.
Yeah, but I'm not super fond of ETN right here either. Pollard.
Okay, I'm gonna go Pollard. And then we have to pick between ETN, Hopkins, Smith, and Rice. But 1 wide receiver has to be taken. It's a lot of work.
It is. We've got potential Jalen Hurts drama here. I can get on board with just going ahead and going. It's half PPR, so I can get on board and go with ETN and Rice.
I will join you, ETN and Rice as well. Carlo, Jake Ferguson or Keaton Mitchell for flex face blue wide eyes. I don't know what that means, but I like it. It means something that I don't get. But Ferguson or Keaton Mitchell.
It's got to be an emoji.
Oh, did it? How funny would that be if it was just an emoji and it just typed it all out and it's like, oh, it was emoji? That is, I see you wrote in the thing there. That's the funniest thing ever. It's like who would you like, Ferguson or Mitchell? Frowny face, tear.
I think it's like the
Apple,
like
banana.
the desperate face, like with the little dog eyes, like, I think it's
the
that was a
big
bad
eyes that are
impression.
tearing and stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny. I'm
So-
like, flex face, blue, white eye. That's so
It's
stupid.
Ferguson.
Oh, we have Wix is active. Oh, okay. I'm not looking in the Slack chat, so I wasn't doing. I'm reading the text of emojis, John. That's what I'm sitting here doing. I'm reading out everything that's in there. So yeah, we have Wix is active. More actives: DJ Moore, Devontae Parker, Taquan Thornton, and Darren Waller. Juju is out, so even better for Pop if it really mattered. So Taquan Thornton. So there you go. So there's that. All right. We got like 5 minutes here. Let's go to Be More Like Lamar, half PPR and 3/4 tight end PPR. Would you start Logan Thomas or McKinnon over Godwin?
Oh, yes, I would. Yeah,
Yes.
I would start Logan Thomas.
Full PPR need one, likely Ferguson or Waller.
Ferguson by a smidge.
Yeah, I was about to say it's hard to not go Ferguson here.
Yeah.
Vic, hey, Fantasy Pros with a yellow heart and a blue heart. Real quick, can you just pick one? Full PPR, Shaheed, Pop, or Curtis Samuel? Thank you. You're welcome.
I can get on board with Shaheed.
Is full PPR? Curtis Samuel. Yeah. I'm going to go Curtis Samuel in full PPR. All those receptions.
That would be my other lean. Okay. Yeah.
McBride
Samuel is a safer pick.
Yeah. McBride or likely it's McBride.
Yes.
Okay. Jason, Keaton Mitchell or Shaheed? I'm going to go Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell.
All right. Miranda, happy holidays to you as well. I need help with one wide receiver full PPR. Thielen, Jaden, Noah, Samuel, Wandell, also Goddard or Ferguson. So let's start wide receiver. We're both going Jalen.
Jaden, yeah.
Jaden, sorry. And then Goddard, Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Okay, samesies. Let's see. Brees or Pollard, PPR.
Brees.
Pollard. Pollard. Full PPR, Mostert or Swift? Mostert. Adam says Lockett, Flowers, or Reed, half PPR. Jaden Reed, half PPR, need highest possible ceiling. That's Reed.
Yeah, that's Reed. It's the Reed.
It's the Reed show. Ernie said Goddard or Schultz, tight end.
Goddard, but Schultz is, man, that's intriguing. I feel like people were forgetting about him.
Yeah, they forgot about him. Kevin, full PPR, Mostert, Etienne. Mostert. Benny, 1 RB, 1 flex. Achane, Brees, DeMario, JSN. Achane, Brees for me.
Achane and Brees, yeah.
McLaurin or JSN?
McLaurin.
Debut ballers. London, Hollywood, or Ridley in half PPR. Season might be over with Hill out anyhow. That stinks.
Oh, I would go Ridley.
No, that was genuine. You were like, oh, I really feel bad.
Yeah.
I guess I'd go with Ridley. I don't like it. Something about London. Oh, that was it, I think, from earlier today. It was London or JSN was a question. We got there. It took an hour. That was the Debro question. London or JSN. And I'd go London. But you just said JSN, so didn't you?
Tis a bad matchup for London. I get highly concerned here. I would still go with London based off of pure volume.
Okay. With Tyreek out, Tajay, Mitchell, or Ridley flex? We have like 2 minutes.
Ridley.
The Mitchell. For me, we're gonna scroll. Amari Cooper, D Hop, or Hubbard, full PPR. Floor guy. Need a floor guy. Ooh, floor guy might be Hopkins, but
Hubbard for me.
Yeah, I'll go Hubbard. Ken Walker, CEH.
Walker.
I guess Walker. Kyler or Fields, 6 point. Pass PP.
Fields.
Fields. Always Fields. Who should I start? Jay Moore or who? Who? Jay Moore or Zeke?
No, DJ Moore.
Oh, DJ. Yeah, sorry, the letters went up there. DJ Moore or Zeke? I'm like, who is Jay Moore? I know he took over for Jim Rome on a lot of networks, but I don't know Jay Moore. So DJ Moore or Zeke?
Man, that's tough.
It is. You know, my gut's telling me Zeke.
I think you're right. That's rough. That's so rough.
I love DJ Moore, and I love DJ Moore, but there's something sitting out there on the Zeke. All right. Probably last one here. Full PPR, Gibson or Cooks, Tyreek with Cryface. That was actual Cryface, not spelled out.
Gibson.
Okay. So we have to do this. Kroll, the Warrior Princess, just came in. Kroll always gets VIP access. Morning, Chris and Tara. Win or go home time. Let's go. Preferably not home. Zay Flowers or Devonta Smith. Y'all are the best, and I freaking love you. Thanks as always. We love you. So Kroll gets the last question because that's what Kroll gets. Zay Flowers or Devonta Smith?
Go with Zay Flowers.
Go with Zay Flowers. It's a Zay Flowers week. I agree. 10 targets last week. Great matchup. Let's go. Kroll, tell us how you did. Everybody else, tell us how you did. Come back next week. Not Sunday, because we're not here next Sunday. We are here on Saturday. The next 2 weeks, we've got Saturday mornings for you. So make sure to notify your brain, put it in your calendar, and make sure you're following Fantasy Pros on YouTube with notifications on, because then you'll be notified when we're up. But we will be back on Saturday of next week because it's Christmas Eve next week. We'll be answering all your questions. Good luck. I hope you're there, and I hope you guys come and hang out with us. Find Tara on Twitter at It's Tara Time. You can find me at Is It The Welsh. Going over to Betting Pros. They got some cool stuff for you, I think, going down right now, getting you prepped into the games. Thank you to John. He is the best as always. We just got to get you guys to hear his voice of God when he comes in and breaks news. Hopefully better news next time. Thank you as always, and good luck in week 15. We'll talk to you next time right here on Fantasy Pros. Bye, friends.